I've been unemployed for 6 years and have 2 master's degrees. I just got rejected by a retail job. Any suggestions? I finally got hired. Is it my dream job? No. But does it pay well? Also no. Is it near my city? Also no. Is anyone hiring? I'm urgently looking. I got 3 interviews in and made it to the final round. But I just learned that it's a multi-level marketing scheme. Is anyone looking to buy some knives? I've sent out 40,000 applications. I'm starting to get discouraged. We're hiring. Our ideal candidate has sales experience, technical experience, and access to their own vehicle. Also, the pay is $17 an hour. Thinking of entering the trades. Are there any electricians I can talk to? The Canadian Armed Forces is recruiting. #ad.
So here is the real problem. Some people, they want to work, but only the kind of work that fits their comfort zone. And they complain about jobs, then reject the jobs that actually exist. And that is not a job market problem, that is a choice problem. And in skilled trades, the choices are still there.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job? BA in communication, BA in Spanish, BFA in dance. Get ready for this one. Master's degree in friggin' journalism. Mind you, I've gotten laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of 2 years. So if you're feeling behind, just know you're not alone. Basically, we're all cooked.
And it's simple. You have to go to learn how to pick up a wrench. And if the auto does not fit, move into another trade that uses the same hands-on mindset. And I'm going to talk it plain and simple. AI is changing the workforce fast. The World Economic Forum says major labor market shifts are coming through technological change. And the OECD says highly educated workers in cognitive skills face more AI exposures than occupations based on manual skills.
Guys, there are no jobs. There are no jobs anywhere. I'm willing to do tiny jobs. I've done tiny jobs. My whole life has been tiny jobs. But now, when I try to do a tiny job, they tell me I'm overqualified because of that stupid degree they told me to get. Oh, you can't get a job unless you have a degree from a fountain. Nice. My friends that didn't go to college have better jobs than I do, with better pay and benefits. My friends that did go to college aren't even doing jobs in what they got a degree in. Where did they go? Where did the jobs go? They can't all have gone to China. The robots didn't take all the jobs yet. I just want to work so I can buy like groceries and stuff. Guys, there are no jobs.
The college marketing campaign was one of the greatest things I've ever seen, getting a lot of people to go into these schools that made a ton load of money. But a lot of people, particularly women on social media you're seeing here, keep saying that they cannot get jobs, but they also refuse to change careers. That is the part nobody wants to talk out loud. Skilled trades are still hiring and mechanics are still in demand. Canada's labor data says skilled trades are in high demand, with more than 300 designated trades and more than 256,000 new Red Seal journey persons needed over the next decade.
It's been quite hard, to be honest. High school students and recent grads say they're sending out job applications all over the place, but aren't hearing back.
I've applied for over 100 companies, and so far I haven't found any for an interview.
The competition is tough, even for entry-level gigs. 5,000 people turned out at a recent job fair in Calgary hoping to get hired.
I'm just about to finish grade 12, so something I can do full-time.
The latest numbers are out showing some job gains, but not enough to offset the losses to start the year, with a youth unemployment rate sitting at 13.8%. So far this year, the country has lost about 95,000 jobs. Young workers lost half those jobs, but they represent only 14% of the labor force.
We haven't seen any job creation for that cohort for the past 6 months to more than a year.
So what's behind these numbers? Experts say there's a number of factors tied to economic uncertainty.
Many of those positions are actually being scooped up by people who are taking on second jobs, who are maybe later in their career.
Some younger teens say age itself is the barrier.
I'm 15. And I turn 16 next month. It's a bit difficult to find like jobs that are willing to hire like younger kids.
That's why so many are turning to job fairs to make a face-to-face impression.
If I could get in front of an employer, I think I'd be able to articulate myself better.
When you get the opportunity to talk to someone in person, it's easier to connect with one another.
But how do you even get a job without any experience?
Keep positive attitude and just keep putting yourself out there because it is going to be tough. It is going to be a competitive market.
What about you? Are you having a hard time finding a job? Let us know in the comments below.
It has been
When I was younger, at about the same age, it was the same for me. It's just a cycle. But if I knew then what I know now, I would have gone into skills trade back then. Automotive service technician is under a moderate shortage risk in Canada over 2024 to 2033, and in the occupation had 140,400 workers in 2023, with 29% aged 50 years and over. I'm saying if your goal is steady work, stop chasing the same dead ends. Look at the trades, learn a skill, apply for the jobs that still need people.
I think you guys are ready to have the conversation about being so poor that you literally couldn't afford to get to an on-site job interview if you got one. 2.5. That's how many years I've been unemployed. 4,000. That's roughly how many job applications I've put in. 60. That's approximately how many interviews I've had. 4 interviews went the full cycle, from recruiter to final interview. 3. That's how many job offers I've received since December of 2022. Well, Melissa, if you received 3 job offers, why are you unemployed? I'm so glad you asked. One was a teaching position so far away that it would have cost me more to commute than I would have earned. The second one was fraudulent, meaning I talked to real people. I went through the entire process and signed an offer letter, only for them to ghost me and for me to realize that they were simply data harvesting for all of the exercises I did for them, and they wanted me to send them a check for equipment. That company later put a warning on their LinkedIn profile. The third one was to be a recruiter, only to be ghosted and find out from a LinkedIn post that the hiring manager who interviewed me made, congratulating the new hire, who was a college student, no tea, no shade, but they had only ever done an internship. I have 18 plus years sales management experience, specifically in tech, in SaaS, in cloud-based software sales. I have 2 master's degrees. I'm currently a PhD candidate. Well, why don't you just get a job, doing something you don't want to do?
I don't want to watch anymore, and that is why skilled trades matter. The World Economic Forum says growing roles with strong manual skill needs include mechanics and machinery repairers. So, if you want work that still needs real people, real hands, and real problem solving, that is the lane.
for being in like those next few years after college because like trying so hard. Like I just got laid off in January and it wasn't it was a layoff. He cut off like half the company because financials weren't right. Like his financials weren't right, so he couldn't hold it anymore. So yeah, and then like I keep they either say I'm overqualified or not qualified enough, and like I'm trying so hard, and it doesn't matter. It feels like it doesn't matter. Like it really is just like it doesn't matter what your resume looks like. It doesn't like people try to tell you like, oh, if you do this with your resume, it'll be better. If you try doing this with your resume, it'll be better. 3 times and really, really wanted, I didn't get. And it sucks. And I feel a lot of different emotions right now. I feel like embarrassed and like ashamed of myself because like I gave it my all and like they didn't want me. And I know the job market sucks. Okay, like I know. And I know the job market sucks and like whatever, but like it really takes a toll on your confidence when you keep applying and you interview and you get rejected in the final round. This has happened to me 4 times in the past month. Interviewing again and again and again and getting rejected. And like, I don't want it to seem like I'm complaining, but like it takes a toll on you after a while and it just sucks. Giveaway. The interview did not go well. I've never been rejected from a job so fast as an interview. I don't even think she really asked me any questions. She said, tell me a little bit about yourself. And then
basically just told me I didn't have enough experience. I don't know why. I thought it went great, but then I get an email from the recruiter saying that I'm not going to be moving on to the next round.
And ladies, to be frank, hiring managers and people actually look at the social media and what you're posting. And if you come back and talk this about them, there's no actual confidence in them calling you back for a second, third, or a fourth interview after you go and post something like this.
I was really bummed because I wanted the job, but I was also very confused. So I did something I never do, and I emailed her back and asked for feedback. And she said that while my background was exactly what they were looking for, my experience lined up with what they need for the position, and she was concerned that for my interview, I hadn't put in enough effort in my appearance given the level of role I was interviewing for. I was interviewing for a vice president position, and now I did a blowout for my hair, I had on a nice top with lasers, earrings, but I only had on chapstick. I didn't have any makeup. Just not wearing makeup for women make it seem like they aren't putting as much effort or care into their job.
And what a lot of ladies don't understand, it's good to be a man in today's market because we have that skills that people actually need, which is a manual labor. We can actually physically go out there and do the job. And if you do not want to stay in, say, for instance, auto, there are other parts mechanics can take. Canada lists transportation roles like heavy-duty equipment technician and motorcycle technicians, plus manufacturing and industrial roles like industrial electrician, metal fabricators, heavy equipment operator, millwright, and steam fitter or a pipe fitter. These are all manual work that men are willing to do.
The working world is not made for mothers with small villages. Like, I am trying so hard to find a job. I just came from my third job interview. And the job I applied for was 8 to 4, which was already going to cut it close. My kids' school won't even let me drop them off till 7:50, so I was going to be racing it. And they were going to have to do an after-school program, which the after-school program I figured because it's hard to find a job that will let you off before 4 or even 5 o'clock. So I knew the afternoon part. But at least make the jobs at like 8:30 so we can get our children to school and get them to sitters. Like, you want stay-at-home moms to work and blah, 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 but you don't give us the opportunity to do that. Like, I do not have a big village where I can expect people to get my kids to school and get them from school. I am trying, but...
And one of the comments says, and I'm reading here, because moms were meant to stay home and raise the children themselves, but the economy we are being served doesn't allow for that. And it's that simple.
This is freaking frustrating. This is so frustrating. Like, why can't it be easier to find a job to make an income for your family but still be able to be a parent? Like, I just don't understand why work times aren't like 8:30 to 4 is fine, or 4:30 or 5. Like, I'll figure out the afternoons, but at least make it more able for me to at least get my children to school and my toddler to a sitter. Like, what do people expect you to do?
50 years ago, we had a model and people actually went out into the streets and protested and broke that model to where we are now. Construction also needs electricians, welders, refrigeration and air conditioning mechanics and plumbers. So many job opportunities are out there. And that is the point people keep missing. You do not have to stay stuck in one lane, but you do have to move.
Was nobody going to tell me that getting a history degree was completely useless? When I chose my major, I didn't really do a lot of research on the job market for history grads. My counselor didn't warn me either, but it's literally backfiring right now. Graduated 8 months ago, and I can barely get an interview. To the point that I started door dashing and using the Sparrow app just to get by and make money. I even started applying to warehouse and fast food positions in hopes of finding something full-time. So if you've been in my position before, please give me advice on what to do. Degree basically useless at this point.
Yes, your degree is actually useless at this point, and I've been giving you pointers. She has not mentioned anything about the trades because, as you know, on this channel, we promote being a technician and going into the trades, particularly a mechanic. If auto is too slow for you, you can go heavy equipment, you can go diesel, you can go industrial, you can go welding, you can go HVAC, you can go millwright. Those jobs keep the economy running, and AI is not crawling under a vehicle or fixing a broken compressor.
The reason why Black women cannot get a job right now, and the reason why y'all keep talking about there's like a hiring freeze, is not because y'all not qualified. It's because y'all keep trying to get the same type of job. Y'all either is in customer service or being a corporate baddie or work from home. If everybody is looking and trying to get into that same field, of course it's going to be a freeze. Of course it's not going to be enough jobs for y'all. Y'all need to get into type of jobs like construction or either healthcare. Healthcare, construction, engineering. Y'all need to get into that type of field. Because listen, I'm not trying to brag, but I got hired twice this month. And I only applied for 5 jobs. And I'm still in welding school. I'm in trade school still. And I got hired twice. I actually quit one and got hired the next day. You don't need no fancy resume. You don't need somebody charging you for a course. You don't need any of that. You need to get into a different field, a field that is high demand, a field that needs you. You don't have to even look like me. You don't have to wear Carhartt and you know, get your hands dirty. You could be a construction management. You could be an engineer. You don't have to do what all the other girls is doing. Everybody wants to do work from home. Everybody wants to do customer service. And everybody wants to do corporate baddie. And to be quite honest, why? Those jobs is not even like union jobs. Let's be honest. I wouldn't even want to do those type of jobs. They be laying people off like that. I have not heard of a corporate baddie saying she's in the union. I have not heard of work from home telling me that they're in the union. And I have not heard of customer service telling me they're in union. If you're gonna...
And she's actually nailed it. One of the comments here says, I've been in customer service / admin for decades, could not get an interview for 11 months. I also realized I need to go into a different field, preferably healthcare. The past month, I've applied to pharmacy and behavior tech positions. I thought it was a long shot because I have no experience. I had 4 interviews and received offer letters for 3, and all 3 offered to pay for my certification. So yes, in this economy today, it's forcing us to step out of the box. Need I say more? So when someone says they cannot find work, my question is simple. Did you look for the job you wanted, or did you look for the job that pays? Skilled trades pay because they solve real problems. The market is telling you where the openings are. You just have to listen to it.
I don't think that a lot of people realize how difficult it is to get a job. I was telling somebody on a coaching call that now is not the time for you to be switching positions if you have a phenomenal, well-paying position, because you don't know what the culture is, you don't know what their financial situation is of another company. It could absolutely end up in a negative situation for you. And a lot of these people are now saying that, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's so difficult for me to find a job. I'm now applying to anything. They're not taking me at Walmart. Well, some companies won't take you because they anticipate for it to be a lot of turnover. So if y'all are applying for some of these companies, and I'm not just saying Walmart, I'm saying for anything that you feel like you super overqualified for, and you're using it as a bridge for you to get to the next position, a lot of times you have to dumb yourself down, or you have to dumb your resume down. I hate to say it, it's just the truth. This is common sense. You have to dumb yourself down, or you have to dumb your resume down, because you don't look like the type of people that's going to stick around long enough for it to be worth them to train you, hire you, bring you in, pay you, and all of this stuff. They don't want to keep going through that process. They want to find somebody that they think is going to be there a little bit longer than you. So the qualifications is not only about how qualified you are from a university perspective, it's also whether you're going to be a good fit or a good cultural fit for the company based off of the position that you're applying for. And you don't...
Yeah, and listen to the older ones who have been there, done that, and have the experience to offer that experience to you as well. And that is why some of us are in this space. But most people out there, especially this generation, they don't listen to the people who have actually been through it. And the hard truth is this. Some people, they do not need a better job market. They need a better plan. If you want stable work that AI will not wipe out overnight, skilled trades are still one of the best places to start. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. The links are in the description box below. Stay sharp, stay educated, and I will catch you in the next one.